Welcome back, my sorry parasitic sacks of entrails, you. It seems that part 1 didn't quite scare you as much as it should have done. Well, maybe part 2 can. Happy Halloween, everybody. Let's get stuck straight into the terror of the B-Rad TV Halloween Spooktacular special. We are going ghost hunting in Highgate Cemetery with Count Bradula. Greetings, I am Count Bradula. What? Okay, we got in trouble for the voice, so we're not doing that. But I am Count Bradula, world famous exorcist and paranormal investigator, and we are here at the notoriously haunted Highgate Cemetery, where around 170,000 bodies lie. Now, unfortunately, I'm banned from every cemetery in London due to an incident involving a hot air balloon during the Queen's funeral. But, I mean, it makes my job tricky, but not impossible. And with a clever disguise, I managed to sneak my way in for you. In the 1800s, London's population was surging, but the death rate, much higher than it is today, was staying the same. So the dead were just piling up. There were bodies being buried around shops, around pubs. Undertakers were dressing as religious figures and performing illegal ceremonies to expedite the burying of bodies. To avoid a public health crisis, Parliament decided to build 7 new cemeteries, nicknamed the Magnificent Seven. Highgate was the third one of these cemeteries. Due to the design of this cemetery, its soothing layout and ornate Gothic tombs, it became the place to be buried, and the cost would have reflected that. But over time, staff shortages, 2 world wars, Highgate was pretty much abandoned, and as you can see, the local flora and fauna was just left to maintain the grounds for itself. It ended up being used to shoot movies. There were stories of grave robbings and dark satanic rituals being performed at night. The locals reported many eerie disturbances. Now, there is so much paranormal activity I could talk to you about here, but in the little time we've got, I need to get specific. Now, I want to talk to you about and then summon the spirit of the Highgate vampire. Now, legend speaks of a medieval Romanian sorcerer who practiced in the dark arts. Upon his death, his cult-like followers brought him to the UK and they buried him. Oh my God, it's a bumblebee! It's the ghost, it's the ghost, it's a bumblebee, run away! What you gonna do, brother, when you get stung in the fucking ear? Upon his death, his cult-like followers brought him to the UK and buried him here on the site of Highgate Cemetery. But before it was Highgate Cemetery, then all those dark satanic rituals I talked about being performed here, they woke him up, and he's been haunting the graveyard ever since. If you encounter the Highgate vampire, well, you'll know about it. Apparently he's a very tall, cloaked figure that floats around the graveyard with piercing red eyes, a demonic, hypnotic stare. Watches stop, the temperature drops. Lots of local wildlife deaths have been attributed to him feeding. Okay, I need to get out of my disguise and into my proper exorcism attire if I'm going to do this properly. What you gonna do, brother, when Count Bradula comes and exorcises you? I found a place to hide and get ready, and here we are. I'm at one of the most haunted cemeteries on the planet, and I've got a Ouija board. I hope you've got your shitting pants on, because you are about to shit your pants. Okay, we're all set up with a proper Ouija board here. Now, we're not trying to communicate with any other spirits, we're not touching any graves or messing with any arrangements. The only possible thing you could say on this respect, then, is the Highgate vampire by calling him a little bitch. Just gonna have a little pre-exorcism Guinness. Power up my spiritual energy. Right. I, Count Bradula, do summon the spirit of the Highgate vampire. You smell like rotten eggs, you're a lame-ass ghost, and I want to have a fight. Do you want to fight me? Oh, right, come on then. Oh, he broke my cape. Oh, he's got me. Hey, Ouija board, you slag! Not eat Guinness! Oh, he made me spill my Guinness on myself! Oh, God! Oh, my God! Oh, I can't believe it. I am covered in ectoplasm. He broke my cape, spilled my Guinness, but we have vanquished the Highgate vampire. He lies and remains, and Count Bradula lives to exercise another day. Okay, everyone here at the B-Rad TV Halloween Spooktacular special would like to apologise for Count Bradula. I don't know where the producer found him. Yeah, third party, nothing to do with us. Go to the next segment, throw the spiders. Spiders! Spiders! It's time for a coffee, and we're better than somewhere where a church has stood for 900 years. Now this is the St Mary Aldermary Church. It was damaged in the Great Fire of London, then repairs I think finished in 1682. Today there's a cafe inside called the Host Cafe that you're welcome to come and visit and enjoy a coffee in the pews. So let's go get a coffee in this beautiful location. I've got an iced cappuccino and a bit of orange cake. The Host Cafe at St Mary Aldermary Church, just near St Paul's. Come have a visit. The programme's not scary enough for you? That's pretty big words for someone that's spiders! Count Chocula, what on earth is this? Some sort of Halloween cereal. Chocolatey cereal with monster marshmallows. It's got little Lucky Charm style marshmallows. I don't know what the hell that is meant to be. How many calories are in this? Per 1 cup, so 36 grams. Fucking hell! I knew it'd be bad, but that's damn right terrifying! I'm bulking up! It's time for another creepy coffee. So here we are at St Martin in the Fields Church, just next to Trafalgar Square. There's been a church on this site since 1222, but there have been excavations that show Roman burials took place here around 350 AD, and that burial site was also used by the Saxons. So that's a lot of dead over a lot of years. The church as it stands today was built in 1721, and they've got a cafe in the crypt. And as the name suggests, the cafe in the crypt, they invite you to have coffee and cake in the bowels of this ancient church. Let's go have some coffee and cake. That is absolutely amazing. It is the crypt. You're just in the crypt. I wasn't expecting it to look like a crypt. You can come to the cafe in the crypt and have fish and chips. That is absolutely brilliant. Table's wobbly. It's the spirits. The spirits have made the table wobbly. That's a little bit better. I went with a classic, cappuccino and chocolate cake. Go with a brand you trust. This is really incredible. I think I'm sat here in the crypt of this church, chilling out, having a cappuccino and a bit of cake. Like, you think of all the history, horror and heritage that's gone on through the years. Surely there are people buried here and stuff. But I mean, in no way I think there's this disrespect the dead. If anything, this honours the dead. Surely if they'd want to be sat here having cake and coffee if they were alive, they wouldn't want us sat here decaying and rotting and looking at other dead bodies. They'd rather we were here having a coffee, living it up, having a bit of cake. I'm sure they would. In fact, I'm getting a message from the spirit realm right now. Yep, they would much rather be here having cake and coffee. So I'm loving this look. I might just start rocking crazy hair and ye olde clothing just like normal. I've got a whole load of comebacks ready for like anyone slagging me off, but no one has. When my hair was sort of done at the beginning, they actually genuinely said, oh, nice hair, and they meant it. They weren't going, oh yeah, nice hair, mate. That's quite funny. I either come across as very confident or very mad, or both. Very mad and very confident. Either way, it's I haven't gotten as much trouble as I thought I was going to. Let's think about that. Roman burials. Here, 350 AD. 1,700 years ago, the Romans were here burying their dead. I want to say, this is great having a coffee in the crypt, but it's not the scariest place to get a coffee in London. The scariest place to get a coffee in London is Starbucks. Went in there and I got this like mocha frappuccino thing on a hot day. It was like £6.70, pretty much £7 for a coffee, and it wasn't even hot. Unbelievable. So, Starbucks, scary. Whoa. Delicious, another! That was really tasty. I would definitely recommend coming to the cafe in the crypt. I'm sure I could read some signs and find out a lot more about it, but I'll leave that to you when you come here. Let's get out of here in one piece. Whoa. This is just an ordinary top hat, by the way, don't worry about that. But when I put my hand in it, whoa! It's got cobweb. That doesn't like cobwebs, that's just fucking cotton wool. I've been ripped off, goddamn magic hat. I am stood at 121 Westminster Bridge Road. And this might look like a random office building, but it never used to be that. This is a real incredible one. You're never going to believe this, guys. A real life ghost train. The London Necropolis Railway. You heard me right, what a name. The London Necropolis Railway. In 1854, the city was overrun with the dead. Their solution? Dump them in the countryside. So 23 miles away in Surrey, they built Brookwood Cemetery, which at the time was the largest cemetery in the world. It was intended to house London's dead for centuries to come. There were mourners, there were funerals, people wanted to visit the gravesite, so they had to put trains on and carriages for the living and the dead. These were separated by class and religion, and for larger funerals they actually put trains on from the nearby Waterloo station as well. But with all things bureaucratic, finances got involved, deals were made, there was damage done, bombings during the war, it was closed, reopened, and in the end it was deemed not financially worthwhile to keep the London Necropolis Railway. But this was it, albeit the first class entrance. This facade you're seeing is the original first class entrance. I don't know about these tiles, but that does look like a damn subway entrance. This crazy portal for the living and the dead. I mean, I wonder if anybody wandering around here knows that, or anyone off working in the office. You're working at the London Necropolis Railway. That is crazy. I bet you hadn't heard of that one. I sure as hell hadn't. Ooh. Vampire blood moisturiser. That was just stupid. I don't know where I was going with that. Fucking idiot. Woe is me and you. Now the B-Rad TV Halloween Spooktacular special is over. It was horrible. I hope you had a horrible time. It was the horriblest thing I've ever seen in the living world and the dead world. It is 365 days to the next Halloween. Ooh, maybe I'll make a Christmas special. Deck the halls with bells of holly. La 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 la.